All right. All right, welcome everybody. We are here. We are live here on Facebook. We are live on Zoom. How are you doing, everybody? Welcome. It's your host, LaToya Briggs. Welcome to the Craft Cafe. I'm so excited on this wonderful Friday. This is our social networking ECE, all early childhood education business leaders, you guys. We're in the building. So welcome back to the Craft Cafe. This is our live show that we do where we showcase all things early childhood education and all the great people that make this possible. Okay, we got more people coming in. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. All right. Now, those of you who are watching from home, go ahead and check in. Put it in the chat where you're checking in from. We're going to do a little roundabout. I got to pull up my Facebook so I can see who's at home. Everybody's rolling on in. Okay, welcome to our segment. We're here with a very special treat today. But first, before we go into all of that, I just want to introduce what we're doing here. Okay, guys? All right, first things first, I want to tell you what Craft is. Craft is our online business and professional development platform specifically designed for leaders of early childhood education businesses, you guys. So it's all about early childhood education meets business because we want to make sure that business is solid. And what this is our Craft Cafe. This is where we get to let our hair down just a little bit and really talk about the issues. We don't have a slideshow. We're not going to be specifically teaching anything, but we're going to be talking about what are the issues going on in ECE, who are the leaders in the field, and really bringing that out. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the founders of Craft by Better Futures. Better Futures, okay? I want to tell you real quick, we got one half of Better Futures is Dr. Robert Gunling, and he has over 50 years of experience in the early childhood education industry, you guys. He's done it all, and he's still doing it. If you haven't checked out his last article, you need to go over to our website because he is writing all of these articles. He's doing a great job. I'm loving it. And he's here with us today. Dr. Gunling, can you say hi to everybody?
Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining us. And hello, Adrienne. Good to see you. And hello, LaToya.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited. You guys, he is the early childhood education side of Better Futures, you know, certified training, conferences around the world, you guys. I'm talking about World Forum, Leadership and Leaders, NAFCC, NAEYC. They're everywhere, you guys, and you have them right here in the virtual flesh. Let me introduce Dr. Gunling's partner, Mr. Jahi B. Davis, MBA. He is our 20-plus year veteran in the business, finance, and lending industry, you guys. And he's bringing his expertise over to ECE. He has been bringing it for years. So he's over here bringing his expertise right to you. He is the man behind the WAVE Bootcamp. So those of you who have heard of it or been through it and are benefited from it and seeing your business grow, he's here in the virtual flesh with us today. Jahi B. Davis, where are you at?
I'm right here, LaToya. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, everyone. And congratulations to Adrienne and so many others like Adrienne. She's going to inspire a lot of people with the work that she's doing. So we're definitely happy to support. Congrats.
Yes. I'm so excited about today. I see so many people on the line and I'm so excited. I want you to pop on into the chat, you guys. Tell us where you're from so we can shout you out. Okay, pop it in there. Okay. And I want to go around. I see some people chiming. I want to go around and do a quick high five. You know, hello, you tell me your name, the name of your business, and how long you've been in business. I'd love to hear this tenure, you guys, because you guys really do a great job with how long you have been in business. All right, we're going to start with, who is this that says iPhone? You guys, if you're title is not saying your name, go ahead and change it, okay? Change it. If you click on the 3 dots, you can change it to your real name. All right, sir, you're in a white shirt. Let's see, you're on camera. Can you tell us who you are? You want to come on mute? Are you able to? You have to unmute yourself. I just sent you a request.
Hello.
Here you are. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm Oliver. I'm with the Lanier Foundation. We just opened up our first Family Resource Center in Langston Lane, Southeast Washington, D.C. We do family empowerment and family support. We try to match family with the right support that they need. We are not social workers or counselors, but we are a resource team that find the right resources for the family so they're not ripping and running to different places.
I love that. I used to live right over there, my first apartment in DC. I'm in DC, y'all. So shout out to Washington, DC, Southeast, Southeast. All right. So listen, put your information in the chat, everybody.
Yeah,
so that's about networking. You should be able to access the chat. Let me know if you guys can't, okay? It should be open.
I'm trying to do that now.
All right. So, because that's a great opportunity. I love that. All right. Let's see.
Well, this one of 10 family resource centers throughout DC. There's going to be 8 in DC and 2 in PG County.
Wow, shout out to Maryland, PG County. Nice. Thanks for coming. Yeah, definitely pop that into the chat because that's some great information. Is it not letting you?
Nope, it's not letting me do anything other than view the meeting.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna check that out. Okay, so listen. Let's see. I don't know. Is anybody else having trouble with the chat?
Can you bring me a flyer, please? Flyer, family first.
All right. You guys let me know if you guys are able to use the chat. Okay, it's working for others. So it's not dead. It's just something that's going on in there. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. We don't have that much time. We're gonna go around. Thank you for that. And you said Oliver. Thank you, Oliver. Thanks for coming to Craft Cafe. All right, let's go to you, Mercedes. Are you ready? Mercedes, she's always multitasking. We'll come back to you. She's actually coming up next, so we'll go into that. Tamika Carrington, how you doing? You want to come on and say hi and introduce yourself and your business? You're on mute. Here, I'm going to send you a request to unmute. All right, so listen, guys. Okay, there you are. Hi, Tamika.
I'm fine, and you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, well, come on with it. Tell us about your business. What's the name? Where are you from?
I'm also with Oliver Roy in Family First Resource Center.
Wonderful. So you got the whole team. Who else here is with you guys?
So that's it. She was supposed to be in my place, but get mixed up.
Well, I love it. We definitely gonna have to do something. I want to know more about it. Oh wow. Okay, they got the flyers. We're gonna be sharing that information, you guys. So stay tuned. All right. We're gonna keep going around and we're gonna get right into it. Mercedes, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
Good afternoon. I'm Mercedes Fleet. I am the owner of Bright Little Scholars Early Learning Center located in Philadelphia.
And we're gonna hear more from Mercedes. Don't worry, because that's who I call the quiet storm. She's got something up her sleeve all the time. Okay, so we'll hear more about that. Shout out to Philly, you guys. Let's see who else is on the line. Oh, we got Deborah in the building from Debbie's Little Angel. I don't know if she can come on because some people still have kids up, so they might not be able to come on. So I'll just give you guys a quick shout out. We have Margaret. Margaret, how are you? Are you able to...
No problem.
Let's see who else. Okay, Alethea. Hey, Alethea. We got all the heavy hitters up on here today. There she is. Hey, Alethea. Come on.
Hi.
How are you? You back from vacation?
I'm back from my business trip, yes.
Yeah, your business trip. That's right. Oh, wow. Introduce
So
yourself.
what are we doing? Introducing ourselves. Okay, Alethea Etanoff, Washington, D.C. I guess that's what we're saying.
Yes, and the name of your business.
Oh, POC Learning Academy.
That's right, PLC Learning Academy. Yes. All right, thank you for coming. to the Craft Cafe. Now, most of you guys are craft members, longtime craft members, so I don't even have to say it. So shout out to all the craft members that was on the line today, all the craft members, past, present, and future, you guys, because this is not possible without you guys. So I'm so glad to have you here and see everything that you guys are doing and all the work that you're putting in. So, oh, we got Cheryl. I didn't even get to Cheryl. Cheryl, are you able to come and say hi? All right. And if you guys have been following the news and the hearings, Miss Cheryl Mormon just was testifying on behalf of early childhood education, you guys, and family childcare. And if y'all, I have footage, okay, so I can always, go ahead and show y'all a little bit of that and share it with you if you want. But it was amazing. She stood up like a boss for all of us. I'm telling you. So I was so proud to see her up there. I was like, that's our Cheryl. So yes, everybody's in the chat. It's going crazy. Yes, you did amazing. Super proud. Super, super proud. So let's see. Did we get everybody? I think we got everybody that's on the line on Zoom. Oh, there she is. That's right. She got the t-shirt. Family Childcare. Represent. Family Childcare CEO. All right. So we're definitely in the building. We're on the map. And that's why we're doing this, because we have to tighten up this world. It's a lot of us, but we're all over the place operating in silos. We got to go ahead and get those bubbles to, collide and come together. All right. So without further ado, you guys, the moment that I have been waiting for all this time is Adrienne Briggs. Come on out here. I cannot just say real quick, I met Adrienne Briggs when I first started consulting at ECE, and she was my first client, and she was super sweet, she gave a hard bargain, meaning like she had big shoes to fill. Man, when I talked to her about the things that she's done in ECE, all the decades that she's put into this business, I was just floored. She reminded me of myself. She reminded me of my own mom. We had so much in common. And I was like, I love this lady. I just love her. And my daughter's name is Adrienne. So it just was like, So I just want to introduce her to you guys. She is everything that you've read about her. She's 10 times more than that. When I tell you, the heart of hers just radiates. Her family childcare business in Philadelphia is full of love. I mean, she has one of the best programs that I've ever seen. The way that her children love being there, her water play, her programming for the parents, it's just out of this world. I've never seen anybody really dig in like she does and be able to handle all of it. Because this is just her actual business, you guys. She is the vice president of QUIP, Quality Influential Professionals. This is an ECE organization in Philadelphia, which we got the opportunity to attend their gala last summer. Jahi Davis was their keynote speaker. So we were able to support him and be there and just be a part of it. And I didn't realize how many people of these heavy hitters that I follow on Instagram, all over the place, of the great childcare owners, they're in QUIP. I was like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? And they're a part of this organization that she's one of the leaders of. And that doesn't stop there, you guys. I got to keep going. She is an author. I'm thinking it's just one book. I'm doing all my research. I'm digging. She's a 4-time author, you guys. I'm like, whoa, I don't know how she sleeps. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell us, how did you even get started in this business, Adrienne? Like, what led you over here into early childhood education?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am so glad to be here today. I wish I had LaToya's energy, but I'm here. I started off, it was basically by accident. Well, accident in my mind, but God divine. So a friend of mine had a duplex, had purchased a duplex, and was like, okay, what we want to do with the other floor, and so forth and so on. I was a food service supervisor, was tired of my job, was looking for something else, did my studying for paralegal, went on an interview, realized I would have to work downtown in order to make the real money. I don't like downtown Philadelphia, so I knew that wasn't going to happen. So I said, okay, I had to think of something else to do, went another course and did home study, early childhood education training to open a childcare, because I did not know where to start. I've always had a love for children. Children have always gravitated to me. And it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's see how this works. and went through the process, opened up my doors. Yesterday's been 31 years. I opened up my doors June 1st, 1992. And I'm going to tell my age. Just the day I realized, I said, I opened up when I was 31, and now I'm in the business 31 years later. And when I was in the business about 10 years, I thought, okay, it's time for me to figure out something else to do. Because I realized my track record was 10 years being that job. So the childcare system changed. That's when it started becoming more professional, more trainers were required, more regulations were required and everything else. So I like challenges. I don't want to say this out in the atmosphere too loud, but a challenge makes me thrive. If it's something that says you can't do, I'm going to prove I can do. So the different challenges started coming. So that's why I wear 999 hats, because I'm always looking for that challenge to rejuvenate me. Because if I feel like I've mastered something, it's like, okay, what's next? So I came into the business with a high school diploma because I didn't feel like I needed anything else. I had a decent job before I came into the business. And then with the business and the childcare world evolved, and then I ended up receiving my CDA. And then receiving my CDA sparked my fire of wanting to go back to school. So then I went ahead, and then we had the TEACH program, which paid for me to go to school. Went to school, received my associates, then went for my bachelor. And it's like, okay, I was still hungry. So I went ahead and received my master's degree. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, it's time to stop, because I have to leave something for my children and my grandchildren to thrive for, because I am first generational college graduate. So this way, I want them to have something to thrive for, because I was going to go for the doctorate. And I'm like, no, they have to do that. So, and the journey has really been wonderful. There's been challenges, there's been bumps, there's been bruises, there's been hills to climb, there's been valleys to go through, but I would not trade any of it for the world, because the children that I have and that I have had, I am taking care of. I have a lot of the children that I used to have children. So I'm on second and third generations of children, and just to see the growth and be able to still be in contact with most of my families and still reaping the benefits from their families of bringing more children from down the generations. So in this field, the pay is not much, but the fringe benefits of seeing these children grow, to see who these children become, to see that smile when they accomplish something, to get that hug. In your daily life working with grown folks, you don't get a genuine hug.
Right.
Because like, okay, what you hugging me for? You're looking over your shoulder like, okay, you gave me a hug for what? But with the children, it's genuine from the children. Mm-hmm. And even with my post I wrote yesterday, I couldn't tell you how many diapers I've changed, how many noses I've wiped, nor how many tears I have dried up. But it's all worth it because of the smiles. And even to have the children come back being grown to say, I remember such and such at your place. Or, oh, you still have this toy. I remember this toy. And I'm looking at them like, oh, I didn't realize I still had it then. And then, just being in this whole process, like I said, I'm always looking for a challenge. This here, I used to consider was totally out of my comfort zone, because I was the behind the scenes person. Leave me behind the scenes and I could work miracles for you. Put me in front of that camera or in front of people, that's not going to be me. But just from working with the children, teaching them and learning from them as well, has taught me to step up a little more. And then knowing that I am one that always want to push and pull others to be their best. And sometimes you have to come out of your comfort zone or come from behind that scenes to help, to get your elbows dirty with them in order to help lift them. And it's I'm just still elated from the fact that it's been 31 years.
That's amazing. 31. You got more flavors than Baskin Robbins.
Okay. And I used to tell everybody, I said, I don't know, I can't, when I was my 30th anniversary, it's like, okay, have been in business 30 years and I'm only 26 years old. So that's the way I look at it. And that's been my journey with that. And with being in this field, like I said, reading books or dealing with the children, God really led me to this book because it's like, okay, I want to do something, but I was like, okay, do I want to do a adult book? Do I want to do something for the parents? I didn't know which way I wanted to go. And last year, I was sitting in the chair, nap time with the children. I'm sitting in the chair, I'm on the computer, and everything just flowed right in me. And I'm sitting up there like, okay, I don't know where this is going, but okay. And every word I typed, more and more words kept coming. And, you know, it would be the alphabet affirmation book. With each letter of the alphabet, the affirmations would study coming. So I wrote it, had it on the computer, sat on the computer for a year. And because I'm like, yeah, okay, you know how, you know, I'm not gonna say you. I know how I am sometimes. It has to be proven to me that this was really said to me. And I'm like, okay. And then a situation came up. I have a child in the background having a tantrum.
No worries.
But this is family child care for you.
Exactly.
I don't care how you plan or how you script it. They always gonna go off script. My granddaughter's here, so. But I have a set of twin granddaughters, and one of them is a perfectionist, true perfectionist, 9 years old, and she's a perfectionist. So matter of fact, the granddaughter that's in there right now helping, they both go to the same school. She was and it happened to be in her classroom helping out. And my granddaughter was having a meltdown because she did not get 100 on her test. She received a 99. And she was having a meltdown. So my granddaughter called me to have me talk to the other one. And guys like, okay, you have this book, you have the words, just feed them to her. And as I was feeding them to her, then I'm like, okay, just like she needs this right now, other children need it. And then that's what made me go ahead and start going through the process of actually formulating it into the book. I had another one of my grands sketch out some pictures for me to lift her self-esteem. So I had her sketch out some pictures for me, and then I sent those pictures to the illustrator and told him I just wanted this is the model that I wanted. And then from there, that's where I Can Because I Am was birthed. And I came up with that title for the simple fact because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And and just because of the fact I am who God created me to be. So with the I Can, you can fill that portion into whatever it is that applies to you. And with that every day we can be somebody different. Today I can do this interview because I am worthy. Tomorrow it could be I can pass this test because I am smart. So each day, each moment, it can change. So I did the book. It was well received. And then adults started jumping on me like, well, what about the adults? You did this affirmation for the children. What about the adults? So it's like, okay. So then that's where the adult journal came from. There's somebody on here, I'm not going to say his name, but his last name is Davis. I'm doing it. Don't go off camera now.
Who just went on camera?
We talk about, what about the men? And I'm like, oh, I didn't think men needed anything of that nature. And then after speaking with him on it, then I spoke to my son, and they both confirmed that this is something that the men need as well. So all three of them are I Can Because I Am. The children's book is a children's alphabet affirmation book, and it just goes through the different alphabets, and with each letter it gives you an affirmation. So like with the B, I can be brave because I am beautiful and blessed. Can y'all see the book? Okay, I think I gotta take my background off.
Here. Okay, can y'all see this?
So it's just I just really realized, and then started having different people call me about the book, had the book selling, and it went a book signing, and it went amazingly. I mean, people from my high school showed up, people from my old job showed up, and just everybody saying this is what we need, this is what the children need. And like I said, they jumping on me about what the adults need. And after the children's book, I did the adult journal. The first one is a 9-month journal. Could you hold on for 1 second, please?
All right,
Awesome.
go ahead. Can you guys see this? I'll share, let's see, I'm gonna move to the next one so you guys can see this one. I was sharing a picture of the cover of the book so you guys can see what it looks like. So here we go. This is also the 3 of the covers with the journal, and then the journal for manual guys. So while she's taking care of that, I wanted to just kind of give you guys a visual so that when you're in the bookstores and you see it, you're looking for it, because you should be looking for it, you'll know what you're looking for as far as what the cover's gonna be like. All right, Adrienne, you're back?
Yes.
All right, here you go.
Okay. So with the female journal, and I didn't even look at it as being a female journal at first, but with the green journal, it's a female journal, it's a 9-month journal, 240 pages. And as I'm creating this book, I'm like, wait a minute, how did I create all these pages? And then when I realized it was 9 months, then I said that was God's purpose. Because in 9 months, what happens in 9 months for a woman if she's pregnant?
That okay. Baby's sliding down.
Okay, so she's giving birth. So my goal for this one is that after you finish going through this journal for that 9-month period, that you give birth to your new positive self.
Ooh,
so, and that's why I had to stop it at the 9 months. Because at first I'm like, okay, you can't just stop it here. But I'm like, no, I realized it was a purpose behind it.
Wow. So it's like a program more than just a journal. It's like a program that kind of directs you through finding that next layer of yourself. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just a matter of, did I take the background off? It's just a matter of, see, the devil is a liar. And I know it's trying to be a distraction, but you know what? My former self would have been in a frenzy right now. But because of knowing where God is taking me now, it's like, okay, guys, see, just that fast. Denounced it and stopped. So, and this journal is just a matter of each page, you just write in here. So it says start each day with an attitude of gratitude.
Oh, so they're like writing prompts in there.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes, I love that.
And then, what am I grateful for today? Because sometimes we forget. We forget in the morning when we wake up. We might wake up with, oh my gosh, I got 900 things to do today. But we don't have that moment of, you know what, Lord, I'm so thankful for this day.
Mm-hmm.
We might go to bed at night like, oh my gosh, this day was so hectic. Oh, I got to do this again tomorrow. But you have that moment of gratitude of what you were grateful for this day. Because, the day was hectic, but I'm grateful I got through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful I have a chance to do something different tomorrow. And especially for women, it's a thing that we have 999 things on our plate each day. And we might only complete 880 of them. And then we beat ourselves up for the others that are left.
Mm-hmm.
But you done completed the majority of it. So this is just an intentional thing for you to write down and intentionally write down that you've accomplished the majority of the things that was on your list for that day.
Nice.
So that you're not beating yourself up, because we can beat ourselves down so bad because you didn't get all those things done.
Yeah.
Prayerfully, we have another day to do the rest and some more.
Yeah.
So, and when we had that gratitude, we definitely are granted more time to do the other things because we're grateful for the things that we accomplished today.
Absolutely.
So that's where that one came from. And it's still the same thing as I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Because, I am created. God created me to be. I am who God created me to be, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm like, okay, that was twisting up in my head for a minute because I'm really trying to block out the other portion. And then with the men's journal, wait a second.
And that looks big. That's the size. You know, usually they have like the little pocket journals. Let me
Mhm.
see. Hold it up. How big is it?
8
so-
by 11.
Oh, so it's full size.
Yes.
All
Yep.
right. Is that Jahi on the cover? I'm just
Now
joking.
that's my son. That is my
Oh,
son.
that's your actual son. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's my actual son, and I just had his picture faded out some, so that as soon as you walk in the door, you're not saying, "Okay, that's simple." I wanted to try to reflect all men,
Yeah.
and just for them to see themselves. And this was the hardest cover for me to make because it's like, how can I do a cover for a man, being a woman, for a man that would attract men?
Mm.
And so I'm like, okay, if they can see themselves on here, and then but they're inside, I went with the cars and sports things to try to relate to what men relate to. So like the construction and theirs as well is for them to write in here. This is their personal thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
They have their moment because women tend to get catered to more so, or cater to themselves more so. And men have to keep it all tough and strong all the time. So they don't get a chance to get into their inner self. So I'm hoping this will help men get into their inner selves and in their private moments. Okay, so I see Jackie. I guess that's going the right way.
I see some claps. And I really love that you did that for the men, because you're right. Men don't have a lot of things that are made for them. And then with Father's Day coming up, you guys, this is a great gift for the father in your life. Okay, so go ahead and get you one of these. And then a lot of things, you know, being as though I work with two of the only guys I ever hardly see in ECE. So I'm used to being with them, but when we go out to these conferences, we're all over the place. They're usually like the only guys. You know what I mean? So it does feel like, okay, what am I coming for? Even the way the conferences are set up, they're not really set up to entertain guys. You know, I went to one of the conferences. I had fun. We had a paint and sip, but I hardly seen any men there. And I'm like, maybe men don't want to paint and sip and paint. I don't know. So it's like the fact that you are bringing that up in ECE, because a lot of people don't realize, even though it's a woman-dominated field, there are a lot of men in this field, and they don't really get a lot of the credit that they should. You got Dr. Gunlin, 50 years now. If anybody knows about being the only guy in the room, it's Dr. Gunlin. Because I know 50 years ago, there definitely wasn't a lot of men in the classroom. You know, we're, you know, progressive and all in the 2020s and all of that. But Dr. Gunlin, can you speak to that a little bit? To, you know, when you hear this, being a man in ECE, you know, having something like this for men. We're gonna get to you, Jahi, for your situation, but I want to go back to a time where you rarely saw men. What's that like?
So first of all, LaToya, on behalf of my male colleagues, there are not a lot of us. When I got into this field, we were 2% of the early childhood workforce. Today, we're about 3%. So in 50 years, we've only moved the needle 1%.
Dang. Wow, 3%. You know, and a lot of that is probably like, you know, what we're talking about. I mean, we talked about that in our craft classes. We definitely had some classes where we talked about even the fathers in ECE. So I'm just really excited to see where this journal goes, and, you know, how the men, not just in ECE, but I mean, since that's where we're at, let's talk about it. You know, the fact that you, Jahi, was able to be brave and stand up for the men, like, hey, where's ours? You know, I'm up in these same, you know, trenches with you, and I need some relief. I need that reflection. How did you, you know, what made you stand up and say that, Jahi? What made you, you know, throw your little hat in the ring?
Well, honestly, I don't think if Adrienne and I didn't have, you know, just a solid relationship, I would have felt comfortable enough to even have the courage. And I think, with men, we want to be vulnerable, but, oftentimes we don't have the safe space. And I think women have the same issue too. But with us, it's always having a face on, always being, ready to protect, ready to, provide, ready to be the person out front. So we can't be vulnerable, especially in places like my hometown of Philadelphia. You got to keep your head on a swivel in Philadelphia. So we were at, I think we were at the event last year, and we were just sitting next to each other, chit-chatting. I think we were talking while, LaToya, you were giving your speech for 45 minutes when they only gave you 5 minutes. But that's another story for another day. But the point is that we had time to talk, and we're just sitting next to each other, and I just said, hey, why can't we have a little turn? What's going on? I'm feeling a little disrespected. Can we get some love? And she kind of gave me a look like, you for real? I'm like, yeah. And I think we have so many opportunities in ECE, especially with authors like Adrienne, like, our girl that she's here today as well. I'm gonna put her out there. Talana Coleman. She's an author as well.
That's right.
We got so many authors with so many different positive voices and perspectives, but we don't have a lot of men that come in and share their voice within the industry. So, I'm happy to say that Dr. Gunling has so many great stories to share. But we need more people. He's just now kind of getting into that stretch of sharing his voice. And I think he's going to inspire a lot of people as well. But we need more men to kind of support the women that have really been leading this industry from day one. And I think we can work better together than apart. So.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. And you're right, it's the relationship you have with Adrienne. Adrienne, she's one of those people that once you have a relationship with her, she does make you feel so comfortable. You can tell her anything. Because I remember when we started working together, it was a pandemic, so we never met in person. We were always on Zoom. And the first time I saw her in person, guys, was my first NAFCC conference in New Orleans. And I spotted her out of a million people, and I didn't care if it was a pandemic, the mask, or nothing. I was, get out of the way. And I ran up on this lady and like grabbed her up off the ground. Then Adrienne. They were like, what's her? I was like, that's Adrienne. Like, like, so happy to see her. And she made me feel so comfortable. I felt like I knew people there. I was new to, the whole, it's a group, ECE is gang. It's like, it's a tight knit group. So it's like the fact that everybody accepted me out, it just felt really good. And I love, being with everybody and what we're doing right here today. And then seeing all these layers with you, Adrienne, like I thought I knew I didn't know everything, but I thought I knew at least the bulk of it. And the more I see you, more I talk to you, the more I find out, wow, there's so much more to you. Like, wow, I'm so excited. 31 years, y'all. So Adrienne, come back on real quick. What's next? We got the books. Where can we find the books? That's first off. Where can we find the books?
You can find them on Amazon, and I'll drop my email in the chat as well. You can email me and get them that way as well. And since Jahi just brought Talana out here, I'm going to get with Talana to do more marketing, because with all the things that's been on my plate, marketing, like I said, I'm still in awe about this whole thing even happening. Ryan, please stop.
That's the babies. This is what we do. Come on now.
And it's like, okay, you're on this meeting right now, so I'm really going to spaz out. He is diagnosed, and see, he stopped long enough to hear me talking about. But this is the life of childcare, especially family childcare, because we cannot totally remove ourselves and an office somewhere. We're in the trenches. And I'm ready to go on a whole nother tangent because in family childcare, we're getting more children with special needs. So it's a whole new dynamic, especially from the pandemic babies, as they call them.
Yeah.
We are facing a whole lot of new things, and we have to advocate for a lot more. We have to advocate for a lot more. And so I don't know whether I want to be marketing, advocating, retiring, or what at this point. It's like, okay, whatever area tells me no, I can't do, that's the area I'm gonna be heading towards. Because it's like, So it's been a journey. And like I said, I'm gonna get with Talana because and just have her walk me through with the marketing. I'm gonna bother you more so too. And
definitely bother me. Use your craft membership, you guys. Get your one-on-ones.
But it's just, you know, with the other associations that I'm in, is I don't know where I'm being pulled right now because I'm seeing more leadership things and different doors that way. And I'm just at the point that, okay, the door opens for me and I'm being pushed through it, I'm going.
Okay.
Because I'm not fighting those doors anymore. And I am realizing more and more that there are things that people need to hear from me, and I'm being obedient to that.
I love that.
Obedient to that. So. And I just want to put a plug in. I'm not being paid for this, but I'm gonna put a plug in since we were talking about the men. BCDI is doing a conference June 24th that is focused on men. Joe in Philadelphia at the Boys That, and I will send you the flyer.
What's the name you said? Because y'all know these acronyms. Nobody knows what that means. Can you say it out?
BCDI is the Black Child Development Institute. It's a national one, but then we had the local chapter in Philadelphia. So that's why it's just BCDI, but the national one is NBCDI. So they're doing the conference June 24th, and it's with the male focus. And they have a couple powerful male speakers. I don't know if you know Joel Austin.
I know Joel Austin.
Daddy University.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be one of the main speakers. The other guy's name is escaping me right now. But they're going to be there, and you know, more and more doors are being open to men, and it's being recognized. You know, as much as the women do, it's time for the men to take back their reign, because women, we're getting tired. We're getting tired. We had 900, like I said, 999. It's time to start making the men accountable again.
Yeah, 2% to 3%. I just knew he was going to drum roll at least say a good 15, a whopping 15. I'm waiting for this one. Now it's 3%. I'm like, oh God. Oh, so we definitely got to do it, you know. And I think what we're talking about it right now and bringing it aware to the industry so that we can make space, you know, because that's really what needs to happen. It needs to be space made. And if they don't feel there's space to come in, they're not. You know, it's already hard enough to find qualified staff. So if anything, we should be opening those doors to welcome them and to say, hey, there is a place for you here. At the end of the day, we're farm, not I don't want to say farming children, but we are incubating these children's minds, you know what I mean? And they need a balance, you know?
So, LaToya, I would offer to you, we've earned the right to be in the space. For the 3% of us, you asked me what was it like in the beginning? So I am really grateful. At that time, we didn't name it, but it was implicit bias. And as I know today, implicit bias is a insidious disease. And so I'm extremely grateful for the 3% of us who refused, who persevered. in spite of the implicit bias. And I'll do a brief commercial for Better Futures. I am very grateful to Jahi. Tomorrow, we actually will be at a conference in Maryland talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion in creating and growing a profitable early childhood business. And I know it shows our courageous steps to talk about what often is not talked about. And we skim the surface today about, to me, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And Adrienne, as a thanks, I'd offer to you that perhaps your next book is an affirmation book for children with special needs, the families of children with special needs, because some of my most rewarding moments in early childhood education was when I had the opportunity to serve families with children with special needs who constantly reminded me, the day our child was born, God did not ask me whether I was qualified or not. I had to learn, and that's what I've done. So thanks.
Thank you. Oh, I love that. I definitely do. So listen, because we're winding down. So Talana, while we got you on, can you introduce your book? I know you came on before, but we're gonna, are you doing something? You busy? Let's get you in here. Okay, come on, tell us about your book title, and what it's about.
Hi, everyone. Thanks. I'm so grateful that I was able to get on. My book is titled, I Am Important. It is a children's book, and the way this book came about, during COVID, I had witnessed a video of a small child to be about 4 years old, African-American little girl. And a lady was doing her hair, and this little child, she just had the perception that she wasn't beautiful. And the hairdresser continuously tried to give her these affirmations as to how beautiful she was, but this child was not believing it for the world. And when I looked at that video, it really shook me to my core, and it had me to question, why should a child of such tender age of 4 have these perceptions and these thoughts about herself? So then I began to pray and ask the Lord, what can I do? Even if it changes one person's mind and their perception as to how we interact with children and the importance of children, and not only children, adults too, to understand that they are important. So the title of my book is I Am Important. It is a book that teaches children acceptance. God has created each of us. None of us are a mistake. God has an intentional purpose for each of us. And just really, in this book, I didn't really want to really focus on the exterior. As far as the being important and being beautiful, I wanted people to really to understand it's a heart issue. And we need to really begin to re-examine ourselves as to how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive others. So once we begin to instill it within our children that they are beautiful, they are important, they are courageous, God has a purpose and a plan, not only for their lives, but for the lives of all mankind. Because really, I think it's a heart issue and it's a mankind issue. We hear people saying Black Lives Matter. And I've always said, I don't really firmly stand hold to that. We know that Black Lives Matter, but human race matter. So it's not a Black and it's not a white, it's not any other nationality. Human race, mankind is important. And that's really what I want to get out to people within this children's book. If we can begin to tap in and to instill these qualities in children while they're young, and begin to form their minds to the right way of thinking, I think we'll have a better chance of better people in the world. And I also say, because it is a children's book, it's not only for the children, but I also wanted to tap into the lives of adults, because too many a times adults have been scarred and they have the conception that certain things exist for a certain way, and they begin to hold on to those things. And if I can just, even through this children's book, begin to tap into that with the adults, maybe they'll step back and reanalyze the way they're putting these damaging thoughts into the minds of children. So we have a great job to do. And I've always said, Lord, in any which way that you want to use me. If it's still through early childhood education, allow me to do it. If my season is up in that field, Lord, you point me to the right direction as to where I can try to really make a difference in the lives of not only children, but mankind, because it's just sad, and even as you guys speak about, the males being in the fields of early childhood education, we need the men in early childhood education, because we know our children, our males, they need male figures. Yeah. If they're around a whole lot of females, not slighting the females, yeah, we do a great job, but we need those examples. We need those males to interact with our young male children. And then even going further than that, when we do have the males in the lives of the children that come to our daycare, we need to really begin to cultivate them and to show them, if they don't know how to do certain things, we need to put things in place where we can begin to help them to understand the correct way to do things. So I understand this book, God has truly blessed me with this particular book. I am actually sitting down after I get off of this call to finish up my second book, which I'm going to try to release on my oldest son's birthday on July the 23rd. So I'm saying, Lord, whichever way you desire to use me, I'm a willing vessel, and I just want the message to get out. We are all important. It's not a black and white thing. We all are important. God makes no mistakes, and we have to teach children to begin to love who they are, because nobody can do a better job than being them but them. So we got to really begin to help people to understand, love yourself. Don't look for the world to love you. You have to begin to love yourself. You have to begin, just like Adrienne is saying, those affirmations. Yes, speak it into your life. Speak life into your life. And then you'll begin to see things at a different outlook. So I'm not going to go on, because I go on and on and on, but thanks for the few minutes that you allowed me. And if I can also say, Adrienne has been so instrumental, her and Thomasina, as far as me trying to get my book off the ground. They have been so instrumental and helpful, and me being able to get mine published and everything. So I'm so grateful for that. And like Adrienne is saying, as well as Thomasina, if they need any assistance in marketing, I'm here. God has allowed me to be able to do a lot with my book at such a short time. And ladies, I am here for y'all. We are all in this together, trying to make a difference in this world.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Lana, on your book and the next book. And one thing I want you to before you go, I want you to tell them, because I know you got your book in stores. I'm always stalking y'all on social media. That's how I know what y'all up to. And you got your book in store. Tell us where to find your book.
My book can be purchased on Amazon, CLC Christian Bookstore, Deliverance Church, which is in North Philadelphia. Something Different by Eric and Bryn Mawr, Barnes and Nobles. And there's a host of other locations. Even if you just type in I Am Important and you put in my name, you'll see a host of other locations where you can make a purchase of my book. But I am so grateful, and I understand it was none of my doing. It was because of the Lord Jesus Christ, the way he's blessing me, with my book. And, when he speaks, I document. So the glory belongs to the Lord. I got to give it back to him, because I understand that's where, the due praise belongs. He's just simply using me as the vessel.
Mm-hmm. I'm so happy for you. I really am. I'm so excited for this next book and see what you got going on. Congratulations on everything, and keep on doing it. And you got to bring it back to the Craft Cafe when you have the second book. We got to bring both.
It's going to be called You Matter. It's a book teaching about self-worth, and it's called You Matter.
You Matter, guys, by Talana Coleman. Look it up. Well, that one hasn't come out yet, but I Am Important is out.
Yes.
You just heard all of the places, on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, all of those, the Christian bookstores, everything. Thank you. Oh, wow. We're about to wrap up, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Before we go, I got one last question for you, Adrienne. Just a little nugget to leave with them. What would you say to a provider, a ECE leader that is also looking to venture out into those types of things, maybe writing books or doing, maybe not just writing books, maybe art or whatever? What is a quick, what is the first thing you would say to someone to get started?
Like Nike says, just do it.
Do it. Yep.
Just do it.
Yep.
Just get started. All right. I mean, that's good advice, because that's sometimes the hardest part for people is to actually get started. All right, you guys, we are winding down. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank our special guest, our feature for today, Miss Adrienne Briggs, for coming on in here and just doing her thing and telling us about all that perseverance that she has been doing and still continues to do. So if you guys want to talk to her, did you put your information in the chat?
I did not.
All right, she's gonna put her
comment a child that's finally come, but I'm gonna put it in there now.
And you guys can follow her business on Instagram. It's Little Bits FCC. See, I know her Instagram and all that. Yeah, I told y'all I follow everybody for real. So go ahead and check her out. She has a website. All the information it can be found online. She's gonna pop it in there, and I'm gonna also be tagging her to this video. So you guys, thank you so much for coming today and being a part of this great, wonderful, exciting Craft Cafe installment. And for all the members for Craft, remember, we are going to be at a conference tomorrow. We're all going to be there in Maryland. You said PG County. Yes, PG County will all be there tomorrow. So Craft will be in the building. If you're going to be there, stop by the table, get your membership. We got some membership pricing, some great conference pricing over there, and get yourself one of these Craft mugs. You can only get them in person, okay? So you got to come on in there and see us. All right, so I want to thank everybody. And one more thing. The Wave Bootcamp is gearing up for the summer session. So if you are not registered, if you have not done it, or you're coming back, go ahead on our website at www.betterfuturesdc.com/Wave Bootcamp so you can sign up for the next one. All right, take the quiz, you guys. Let's see where you are financially and get these business finances together. Have a great weekend. And remember, this is what we're doing here. ECE, we're number one. We're essential to the essential. All right, so don't get it twisted.
Thank you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Have a blessed one, everyone.
Bye-bye.